Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Gridiron Glory here with Will and Tad. Today, we're looking at the Dallas Cowboys for the 2025 season. A lot of questions, a lot of big things going on here for the Dallas Cowboys. And one of the big things going on here is the return of Dak Prescott after missing several games last year with his injury. Definitely hoping that he can come back, be healthy at the very least, and then we can talk about like what he is as a quarterback. He's obviously been a great statistical quarterback through his career. Can he win the big game? Can he lead his team to victory when it matters? Some big questions there. Obviously, he's had a lot of great regular seasons, and then in the playoffs, it hasn't gone as well. And to be clear, that's not all on Dak Prescott. I mean, there's a lot of other factors with the Cowboys, but I think the big question is, can Prescott be consistent? Is he a player that you can trust to lead like a legacy type of drive in a big situation? I think that's a big question for the Dallas Cowboys here.
Yeah, when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and their starting quarterback, Dak Prescott, biggest question mark for me, Tad, is can this man stay healthy? I know he battled some injury last year, even including season injuries, season
Mhm.
ending injuries. So um, I just really hope if Dak Prescott come back and stay healthy. I know some people want to hate on Dak Prescott. I know some people want to sit here and say Dak Prescott is not worthy enough of being talked about as an elite upper tier quarterback and that he only beats the bad teams and can't beat the good teams. I mean, that's what people say about him. And listen, I get it. Um, but football is a team sport at the end of the day. And Dak just tries to go out there and be the best version of himself that he can be. Now, does that mean he's Tom Brady or Joe Montana or any of those guys? No, that's not what that means. But he goes out there and when he's fully healthy, he plays to be the best version of Dak Prescott that he can be. And I mean, we saw how hyped he was back in the days at Mississippi State. And to me, he's done everything in his power that he can to his fullest control to live up to the best version of himself that he can possibly be. And like you said, not everything has been his fault in the kind of system that he's been in, but I still think Dak Prescott has a good head on his shoulders. I think he's a good leader. I think he plays with good attitude. He plays with good effort. He puts heart into his job. I mean, yeah, is it brutal that the Cowboys haven't made a conference championship game since the '90s? And yeah, sure, is it brutal that they're the longest droughted team in the NFC without a conference championship game appearance? Yeah, but trust and believe. I believe that I think Dak Prescott has a way better chance of being that guy of taking the Cowboys to the NFC Championship game than, with all due respect, than Mr. Romo did.
Yes, definitely some interesting takes there on Dak Prescott. But yeah, I mean, he's been a very solid quarterback throughout his time, so we'll see what he has late in his career now as a seasoned veteran. The running back room is in an interesting situation. You bring in Javonte Williams from Denver. Um, I'm a big fan of Javonte Williams. I really am, but unfortunately to me, he's just not been the same running back since early in his career when he suffered that season-ending injury. I mean, I really hope that he can get back to form here in Denver, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm worried about how that looks with him as an RB1. That does give me some big concerns.
I mean, yeah, Javante Williams to me, I I think this has massive, great potential for Javonte Williams to have a bounce back to his career. Dak Prescott, what? Because the interesting thing is, I think that Dak Prescott might be starting to get into a point in his career where Dak's not going to run it as much as obviously he used to back in his Mississippi State days when he was one of the best running college quarterbacks. But yeah, I certainly feel like Javonte Williams is certainly gonna get his touches. I'm looking forward to Miles Sanders, and I'm also looking forward to Jaden Blue. Very interesting with Deuce Vaughn. I'm not sure if Deuce Vaughn still gets involved in things.
Yeah, some interesting situations there. I'm also interested in the rookie Blue that you were talking about. Drafted him in fifth round out of Texas, so see how many touches he gets. A very interesting running back room. For me, I just got to see it to believe it with that group. The wide receiver room, very good. Me personally, I would rank CeeDee Lamb as a top three receiver, obviously behind Jefferson and Chase in whatever order you want to put those two, but I'd put CeeDee Lamb right behind those two. It just is he's incredible at making the impressive catches. He's incredible at beating the defense. He's probably a top five route runner in the league. Just incredible at what he does.
Yeah, I mean, CeeDee Lamb to me, I mean, you would have to put him behind Jamar, J Jets, and but then right after those two, you could start making a case right there for
Yeah.
like him. Like right behind those two, you can start arguing CD.
Agreed. I mean, of course, you could have interesting debates, guys like AJ Brown, Amon-Ra, of course. So there's some debates to be had, but I'd put Lamb above them. But it's an interesting debate. And then you also bring in George Pickens. That's an interesting addition from Pittsburgh. George Pickens, he's been used to being a wide receiver one. So to me, I think if he buys into the role of being the second receiver, his athleticism, his playmaking ability, I think that could be a big asset. But the question is, will he buy in?
Oh, I certainly think he is going to buy in. George Pickens, the speedster, definitely going to be more of the. I mean, well, CD Lamb's a speedster too. I mean, but so is George Pick. These are three. This is a very Tad. I would have to argue that this could be like the fastest wide receiving core in the league. And I mean, there's some pretty speedy wide receivers, but like if we're talking about just like speed as like
Mhm.
one of their top like badges, if you will, as wide receivers, like like the one, the two, the three, Turpin, Pickens, and Lamb, like what stands out to me the most about these three guys is their speed. So
Yeah,
this might be
that's
like
fair.
the fastest wide receiver room in the league. You could argue a case for that. So
Certainly a fair take.
I'm excited to see. That Dak's going to hit some of these guys downfield
Yeah.
throughout the season.
Uh,
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
to me, I do see this as a fairly mid-tier to average tight end room. Jake Ferguson out of Wisconsin, Luke Schoonmaker out of Michigan. I'm interested to see if they can step up. I am big on Schoonmaker. I think if he makes a bit of a push, if he can get more reps, I think that could be a very interesting dynamic there. But again, I kind of just have to see it to believe it. I just want to see consistency out of the tight end room here in Dallas.
Yeah, the tight end. I mean, this isn't a tight end room that's led by Jason Witten. Kind of some big shoes to fill in that tight end room with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, but one thing that the Dallas Cowboys are known for doing is developing long term tight ends. And
Sure.
I certainly still believe that Jake Ferguson he has all the virtues and qualities to be developed into a long term tight end. I think that's just kind of Dallas's thing and what they like to do. They like to keep their tight ends around for the long term. So give Jake Ferguson some time as he's still trying to find and develop himself as a NFL starting tight end.
Certainly. Certainly give him some time. Hunter Lepke in the fullback room out of North Dakota State.
Um, yeah, yeah, the fullback Hunter Lupke out of North Dakota State, arguably the greatest fullback to ever come out of North Dakota State. Um, so obviously we know what guys from North Dakota State can do in the league. He has scored one touchdown so far in his 2-season career. So, um, what you would want to see out of Hunter Lukey, I will go ahead and just set a goal for him right now. One touchdown. I will say I will predict right here. If there was an over under 0.5 TDs for Hunter Lukey as a parlay, I'll take the over. I'll bet an over. He gets one tutty this season, and I would love to see it.
Yeah, you'd definitely love to see that. He's a high quality fullback in the league.
But I will say he is really good at what he mainly does, which is being a blocking fullback.
Yeah,
He is one of the more upper tier blocking fullbacks in the league for sure. He does his job well. In all seriousness, it's just that fullbacks aren't meant to carry the ball as much. They're more of a blocking
correct.
role. Yeah. So the offensive line for Dallas was one of the team's strengths at just a short while ago. But PFF did drop them all the way down to number 13. Um, yeah, a lot to be desired from Tyler Guyton, the left tackle. A lot to be desired out of him from his rookie season. The biggest thing, though, you kind of want to see more out of Terrence Steele, the right tackle, 6-year player out of Texas Tech. He's coming off of a contract extension in 2023. Yeah, I mentioned Tyler Guyton. Tyler Booker, though, the rookie out of Alabama, they did go out and draft him. You also have Cooper Beebe. He had an impressive rookie season. Um, his PFF grade was 65.4, which ranked 20th at his position. So that's not terrible, but yeah, Tyler Smith, probably the one of the more cemented leaders of the offensive line, and definitely more cemented, as one of the best guards in the NFL. So probably the biggest thing for me is look for left guard Tyler Smith out of Tulsa, the former Golden Hurricane, to find a way to bond these guys back together.
Yeah, to me, this is a very young offensive line. Obviously, you got the 2 second-year players, the rookie starting. So how does that look? Like you said, this was once one of the best offensive lines in the league. This is certainly not the case anymore. So what can they do to build back up to that level? I'm really interested to see how Tyler Booker from Alabama looks. I'm interested in that. The number 12 overall pick. If he can immediately come and be a high level right guard, I think that would be a great look for this O line.
Yeah, I mean Tad. If Tua is to stay healthy, Tyler Guyton is going to have to really step up in that left tackle role.
Yeah, definitely a big job there to protect Dak Prescott.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so I didn't really have any other final thoughts or takes on the offense overall.
Yeah, so looking at the defense, obviously you have this great player. Of course, we know we're talking about the face of the defense, one of the premier players at his position, Micah Parsons. So you go to um Jerry Jones, you go to him, you try to get a contract negotiated, you try to get your agent to talk to him, and Jerry, you don't even talk to his agent. You don't even have that conversation. You upset Micah Parsons, certainly the best player on the defense, arguably the best player on the team. So, like, how do you do that, Jerry? Sorry, I mean, I'm just so befuddled at how you let that happen. And in light of the Micah Parsons drama, Mr. Will Wicker, where would you rank Jerry Jones among owners in the NFL specifically?
I gotta say, my ranking of him dropped pretty drastically after the handling of this situation. I had him ranked probably as a an at best average owner, but since then of my ranking of which will be released, my ranking of owners at some point. Yeah, but yeah, I would say definitely near the bottom tier. I might even argue a case for dead last at this point, given the fact of just how he's handled, so many different situations. Not even like the Micah Parsons situation. Des Bryant even tweeting out how Jerry handled some of his contract issues back then. I mean, and it's just situation after situation where just Jerry Jones, likes sticking his nose where it doesn't belong in this franchise.
Yeah, I mean, like very rarely do we touch a whole lot on owners, but the thing is, Jerry Jones, he inserts himself into the storyline. That's not the case for a lot of owners. A lot of owners, what they do is they hire the football guys, like the general manager, the coaches, they hire these people and they let them do their jobs. Jerry Jones is not that kind of an owner. I mean, I'm not one to tell an owner how to do their job, but just the hands-on approach by Jerry Jones, it's not worked. I mean, you've talked about like the 30-year gap between championship appearances. I mean, that's not what Cowboys fans want to see. That's not what they expect. And you need Micah Parsons on this defense. If you want to have any chance to be relevant this season and in the near future, you need Micah Parsons, your best player. You got to get in the room with him, with his agent, because without Micah Parsons, this defensive line, this front seven, it's in dire straits. I mean, I don't mean to like sound alarmist, but he's the one that is holding this unit together. I mean, they've had a lot of players that they've brought in that just to this point they haven't worked out. And if you don't have Micah Parsons in that group, it's going to look very bleak.
Yeah, Ted. I mean, this goes from a top half defense to a bottom half defense without Micah Parsons. It's really that simple. I mean, just yeah, the best player on the team, best player on the defense. I mean, like you literally look at PFF, it's like you see a 90 grade for him, and then like everyone else is like a set. Like Bland's probably the second best at 70, and then like
Mm.
and then like everybody else like right below them is just definitely not at
Yeah.
the grade that you probably would want to see there. So
And the eye test backs that up. I mean the numbers they say what they say, but we see that with our eyes too. I mean, this Dallas defense without Micah Parsons, it's not going to be a good thing. So hopefully they get that worked out. But anyways, looking at the rest of the defensive line, you got Smith out of Michigan into his third year. I mean, he's had a fairly rough start to his career, so can he grow? I mean, we've seen cases where players can grow after a bad start, and I mean that's what you got to see. And man, I gotta say it would be great to have a veteran presence like Micah Parsons around to teach him. So, Jerry, if you can get that going, that'd be great. Marshawn Nealand also in his second year out of Western Michigan, the second round pick. Need to see some growth there. These players are players that can grow, so a very interesting defensive line there. So yeah, a very interesting
yeah,
defensive line.
a very interesting defensive line. Mozzie Smith, yeah, former first rounder. You got I don't even know how to say his name. Osa O. We'll say unless Tad can always come up with every pronunciation in the NFL. Tad, you
Yeah,
got this one, number 97 for Dallas. Do you got the pronunciation, sir?
yeah, I am very sorry, Osa. The fifth year player out of UCLA. purposefully avoided trying to say the name. I don't have that one down. I have a lot of them down. Osa. We'll just go with Osa, our good boy Osa, third round draft pick. He has shown a lot of promise, probably some of the more promising players on the defensive line outside of Micah, obviously. The
Right.
2023, he had an incredible season, and just if he can continue to go in the right direction, that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, looking at the linebacker room, to me, I would say I am a bit concerned with the linebacker room as well. We definitely need to see some growth and we need to see some recovery. DeMarvy and Overshawn, I mean, he missed a lot of time last year, and it looks as if he's going to miss a significant amount of time this year as well, potentially. He's on the PUP list. They need him back sooner rather than later. I think he would be a big addition to the linebacker room because we need to see more out of Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma, the first round draft pick in 2020. We need to see more out of Jack Sanborn out of Wisconsin. He's had some moments. He also
yeah,
he's
Kenneth Murray, I'm surprised that they were able to swipe him away in the trade that they were able to with the Titans. I'm surprised that they were able to get him.
yeah, so definitely he needs to show some growth here. And then of course you have Lou Fowle, the third round draft pick out of Notre Dame. He had an up and down rookie season, so having Overshawn would be huge for this linebacker room, and I think it would be great if they could get him going sooner rather than later. So very interesting there.
Yeah, very, very, very interesting there indeed, Tad. Yeah, so Jay Toa, Solomon Thomas, Tyrese Wheat, can those guys get involved too? Well, we will see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see there.
Um,
I'm
I don't know if you mentioned any of the draft picks,
not a
but
ton.
yeah, I mentioned Jay Toya. Tommy, do you have this pronunciation? Tommy, a King Best out of Maryland. Do you have that one? The defensive tackle.
My best guess is Tommy Akingbasot. That's my best guess. I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I try to do quality with these pronunciations, but Dallas has some interesting ones.
Tad, for fans that don't know, Tad, if I don't know a pronunciation, Tad goes out of his way to specifically make sure that I know how to pronounce it and spell it exactly correctly. If I misspell, say Kyami Fairbairn's name, he will make you text and respell it like 4 times.
You'll love to see it.
Oh,
So yeah,
he's notorious.
some very interesting draft picks here by Dallas. I think that could certainly raise the bar a bit, and hopefully some of them can work out. Also, Siobhan Rebel Jr., the cornerback out of East Carolina, and Donovan, the edge out of Boston College. So we'll see how they work in on the defense. That's going to be some interesting plays there. And I mean, we've talked some about some of the question marks. So if some of these players could step up and immediately provide value, that'd be great. Looking at the secondary, I do think this is a very interesting secondary. I'm honestly biggest on this secondary, like out of any of the position groups on defense. I think that DaRon Bland and Trevon Diggs, the two cornerbacks, I mean, they missed a lot of time the last several years. If they can come back, play at a high level like they had in the past, I think that's something that Dallas really needs to see with all the question marks everywhere else. If they could get high level play out of the cornerback room specifically, I think that'd be huge.
Yeah, I mean, specifically if Trayvon Diggs can stay healthy, we know that he's dealt with injury and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but like in 2023, I mean, he was definitely one of the In 2023, he was definitely one of the high-profile cornerbacks in the league for sure. So, yeah, you just really hope that cornerback Trevon Diggs can certainly stay healthy. That is your biggest hope and concern there for
Mhm.
sure, because you need him to go out there and be the leader, especially. Well, I mean, I would say probably DaRon Bland. To be honest, DaRon Bland's going to probably need to be the leader, but so is Diggs. I mean, all of these guys really. Malik Hooker, you know, the Donovan Wilson. I mean, these guys just all need
Yeah.
to step up in what's going to be a very pass heavy NFC East. I mean, it's going to be a pretty pass heavy NFC East with guys like Wilson, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, and some of the
Yeah.
receivers in this division. So
Sure.
I kind of raise, question marks when it comes to this Dallas secondary, but I trust them a lot more than I would say the linebacker room. So
Me too.
we'll see.
Um, the special team room. I think Brandon Aubrey, he's one of the best kickers in the league. I'd rank him top two probably. I think that's pretty fair to say. Brian Anger, he will be handling the punting duties here for the Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully for them, they don't have to punt all that much. He is going to be coming off of his year last year with Dallas. This is his fifth year in Dallas. He's a seasoned veteran now. He averaged 48.5 yards per punt last year. So we'll see if he can continue to play at a high level. We know what Cavante Turpin can do with the ball in his hands. He's the returner, one of the best in the game, in my opinion, at that position.
Cavante Turpin to me, Tad, I whenever you mention the name, like I can't remember what moment it was, but I remember watching him in a specific kickoff return in a primetime matchup last year. Please help me try to recall it. But he got a specific spin move within the 10-yard line, and then he was able to break away for like another like 45 plus yards. And I mean, just that moment, that play is like what stood out to me the most about Cavante Turpin. And then just how fast he was able to break away on that. And I'm sure Cowboys fans might even be able to recall the exact moment from you. But yeah, Tad, just Cavante Turpin to me is going to be one of the most exciting specialists to watch in the league. So um, look forward to him to definitely be an elite special teamsman in the league.
Yes,
Like
certainly.
I might even say, um, obviously not up to the Devin Hester likes, but someone does got to fill that role one day, and he has that potential.
Yeah, so looking at Trent Sieg, he is the long snapper. He has been on the team for the last 3 years. He was undrafted in 2018 to Baltimore, played college ball at Colorado State. He was a part of a very successful punt unit, kick unit there. So he was an academic All Mountain West his junior and senior year. He never missed a game in college, so that's dependability. That's what you want to see out of that position on the long snapper room, of course. So he's had an interesting NFL go of it. He was with the Raiders in 2018 when Daniel Carlson set the franchise record with a 94.1 field goal percentage. So he was a part of that very successful kicking unit, and they continued to be successful. In fact, he broke the record again in 2020 when it was 94.3%. So he's been there. He's been with Dallas, like I said, the last 3 years, and he and Brandon Aubrey, they have a very great teamwork there. Brandon Aubrey, we've obviously touched on his success, one of the best in the league at kicking, and make no mistake, Trent Sieg is a part of that.
Well, I certainly hope that Jerry Jones doesn't decide to get rid of him suddenly.
You never know. I mean, he might just you never know with Jerry Jones. It's anything's questionable with that. So looking at a prediction, it's really hard to know exactly what to think of this Dallas team, not knowing if Micah Parsons is going to be a part of that or not. But For the sake of this, I'm kind of going to assume he is going to eventually be on the team. So, with that said, I know Dallas, they missed the playoffs last year, but just with all the questions, I mean, I feel like it's possible that with Dak back, they should be better having Dak Prescott if he can stay healthy. I'm gonna say I think they win anywhere from 7 to 10 games, maybe 11. I'll say 7 to 11.
I gotta say, you're probably a bit bigger on them than I am, but I'll say with Micah Parsons, um, 7 to 10. With Micah, without Micah, um, 6 to 8.
Yeah, thank you all for watching the Gridiron Glory here with Will and Tad. Please like, subscribe, and continue to follow. Thanks for watching.